Welcome to the Purposes of the Pale Book Club, a new series on the channel where we set out to explore the wonderful world of words. Short stories, novels, manifestos, and the scribbles on your bathroom wall. We come together every other week to dribble our thoughts all over them.
This week's episode covers the short story The Bobok by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Next time, tune in as we begin covering The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde.
Let's see, did it pick up? Yes,
Yeah, I
it
think
did.
so. Okay.
It did pick up. It's the
Nice.
return of the Pale, Gray. It's the return of the Pale. We're back. We're finally back. Thank you to that one guy who left a really good comment on Gray's video.
Yeah.
You are the sole reason that this podcast came back, okay? So just,
Indeed.
have that in your head. Have that in your head. No. We wanted to do this for a while, obviously. We did not stop being friends to each other. That sounds really weird. I've not done this for a while. Sorry, guys. We've wanted to do something like this. It's just that, we had different schedules. I was not here for like 2 months. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. But we're back, and we have a really brilliant idea that nobody has ever done before. It's not like every school has this thing, has this institution already.
Indeed.
But we're doing it, yes. How do we do this? Should we do the story before or after, like, the other stuff you want to mention? I feel like it's been a long
I think
time.
we should do the extra stuff first and then
And then the book.
The book is the main attraction, right? So like in Versus Wolves, I guess.
Yeah. Versus Wolves. We can definitely talk about that later. But yeah, it's been a while, so I think it's only warranted that we get into some stuff that we've been up to.
Yep.
Right, these past few decades. So what do you got for me, man?
Well, I mean, the last time we were talking in the Pale. The last time
Yes.
the Pale made its thing. I think I was still in 11th grade. I'm no longer in 11th grade. I'm actually a PhD
shit.
student now.
Oh my god. Yes, he got the PhD in yapping.
Indeed.
And he's doing his master's degree on it now.
Yep.
Goddamn.
So I'm in 12th grade now. The last year of high school. And a lot of things to study, and I'm from India, and India really loves to pressure the students when it comes to the board exam years, which are the 10th grade and the 12th grades. So it's not really fun, but it's like the last 6 months of my early education. So I'm looking forward to it. Forward to the ending, not the fucking exam.
That's right. Yeah, the final push, and then we're done for
Indeed.
it. Yeah, I've also entered the 12th grade, but I think our school years is set up a bit differently. Mine starts, at the end of August. Yeah, I'm also 12th grade now, and it's been one solid school week so far, and god damn it. Okay, I am in this program called the International Baccalaureate Program. And if you look it up,
one thing, there's a school 3 kilometers away from my school, and it has IB.
Yeah, and IB.
I should have went there because a lot of colleges really like that. Right?
Yeah.
A lot
of
of
it's a
European
good
colleges,
submission.
yeah.
Especially, if you want to go international, that's definitely a good choice. But it's a lot of work. You have to do a lot of things that are basically just college level shit that you have to do as a high schooler. So yeah, it's not been very fun managing all of that. But I think this year at least started off in a better foot than the last year because over the summer, right? Because it's been a whole fucking summer since we recorded last time. I
Actually, 2 summers technically, because mine
I guess.
as well as yours, because they're separate
that's
times.
right. Yeah. Oh my god. I decided to stop eating, and now I am like a skeleton. So I lost a lot of weight, and people were coming up to me and were like, "Oh wow." They were trying to be nice about it. They're like, "Oh, you look
He's cosplaying
different."
teenage white girl.
No, I'm not. I might have a very white curly perm that I did on accident, by the way. I was like, I don't know how this curly thing works. I'm just gonna try it, and I thought I would get a K-pop idol thing. No, I got like a generic white boy curly hair. It's horrible. It's horrible. But it's actually better now because I've grown out a bit, and since just like my hair, just like me, my hair is undeniably straight. Okay.
Okay.
I just got reminded of how many times I've been accused to be gay this week alone because I like Brad by Charlie XCX. Never mind. Never mind. So yeah, it's better now, and I'm kind of worried about how it's gonna look once I really grow it out because I mean the barbers here are so expensive, and so the only times we really, I really cut my hair is in China, which is like every 9 months or so. So it's not. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Okay. We were talking about going back to school. I lost some weight, and now I'm a traditional white girl, and and people I think maybe it's just the time away because if you're constantly seeing each other every day, you're kind of like, God damn it, I just want to be away from this. But it's been a while, and people are catching up again, and it's been really fun. And also I made a few friends over the summer, so now the school is more lively. So it's been nice. From everything outside of the school thing, which is it's rough, but we'll get through it. It's the final push.
It's kind of been the same with me as well. I think the ending few weeks of my 11th grade was really atrocious. I just want to fucking die. And then the summer, I think, was like in some aspects it was better. Because I had a lot of time to do stuff that I really liked, and I also had a lot of time to like play a lot of video games.
Awesome.
And shit. Yeah. But then it wasn't like that good because I was like holed up in my room, which is not good. And then afterwards, 12th grade is fine. It's definitely way better than 11th grade. In a lot of aspects, but then again, there's a lot of shit to study, which I really don't like.
It feels like I really thought that during the years like 14 to 13 is where people change the most, and I still kind of believe that. Like that year, like really you can see a lot of difference. But then I think when you're approaching the mythical 18, the 12th grade, people also switch up a bit. Like there's a few people who were really just fucking assholes back then, but now they're a lot better. They seem more normal, and everybody just wants to get to the end of this, which is a good good atmosphere to have instead of just people trying to start shit up and all that. Yeah, but
that is true. Like
what?
No, I mean 18 is like never mind.
What? Well, what do you have against 18-year-olds? Are you saying that you only like them below 18?
Okay, I did not say that. Okay, this will be.
What is your favorite hip hop artist?
Do not say that because I'm working on a video and that.
Oh
video,
right. Oh. Well, yeah, great fans look forward to that one. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know if I'll. Okay, should I talk about that here? Maybe I will.
I mean, you could just maybe avoid.
I'm planning on starting a new channel that has pretty much nothing to do with my main channel, and in that channel, I'll do. There won't be like high level video essays. Like I can't really think of any high level video essays right now.
Yeah, none of your videos qualify, bitch.
I mean, I am the only high-level video essayist out there, so it won't be like the Gray Link standard of videos. It'll be lesser than that, but it'll be more general stuff about.
Yeah, it's like that one Weekend song, Less Than Zero.
I don't know what you're talking about. I only know one Less Than Nothing by G-Jack.
Oh yeah, I should have said that, but I'm not as fucking pretentious as you are. So yeah, about the channel. What are you gonna yap about?
About culture, I guess. Like it'll be a mix between kind of commentary thing and also theory and like the critical theory is what they call it, cultural theory or something. Yeah.
That does sound very promising because you're definitely a thought haver.
Indeed, the first thing that I'm kind of planning has something to do with, I don't know, PDFs.
PDF files, you can say that.
Yeah, PDF files, and I'm very, it's a very touchy topic on the internet, especially. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. It's a very, it's like traversing through a thorny maze. I guess.
Yeah, and being your first video is fucking wild. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, okay. Just to like pull the veil back a little bit. I mean, of course, we're not gonna spoil the whole thing, but
Yeah.
Gray is not trying to defend them. Okay, he's not gonna do
I'm
that.
not, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but he is going to talk about the way we have discourse surrounding these subjects and how it could be improved. Stuff like that.
Indeed. It is
Yeah.
it is critical criticism of
Yes.
of even, I guess, left liberals, I guess.
True. Yeah, I've wanted to. I mean, I always have a lot of thoughts about stuff, especially mostly surrounding creativity and stuff. And I want to also make maybe a rant channel like that. But I realize that a lot of my thoughts are short. I just feel like I could talk about them in a conversation and it would flow naturally. But when I actually put it into like a presentable form, I need to put in more effort. And that effort is
Yeah,
not something
very
I'm
true.
willing to put in now. And also, I've heard that you started off being like, this is gonna be a low effort thing where I just talk about something I like, and now you're rereading like 10 books to get this one point across. So
Yeah, it's like I didn't want to like put in a month worth of effort into these videos, but like the thing is, I can't just talk about something this touchy and like
yeah,
only
that
like
as well.
I only cite some Wikipedia quotes of Zizek in an interview or something. I can't do that. So for like, I don't know, intellectual sincerity, I'm reading his book, and also I'm rereading Chomsky's Manufacturing Consent. At least like the first part of it. I've read the book before, so.
Yeah.
But again, the thing is like, I wanted this to be something much more low effort that I could work on in the background, because my videos take a long time to bake. I'm cooking,
You're
and
cooking?
so indeed, and so I wanted something, another outlet to like vent my thoughts and like my writing. I guess I don't write enough, I think. So, but yeah, this has turned into a boulder that I need to roll up the hill or the mountain.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a bit because you hear this concept of, okay, I do this and I do this on the side, but then I'm trying to do that with a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
And they all just kind of turn into the main thing when I
Indeed,
turn my
yeah.
attention to them. So like, what is the side anymore? Like they're all just my things. There's nothing on the side. And I think that concept works better when you're like actually how do you say? Maybe your main job is like creativity, because like for Super Eye Patch Wolf, his video essays are his main things, but he
Yeah.
also does streaming on the side. And that's like a more, comparatively leisurely thing. But like for us, everything, this whole
Indeed.
thing right now is aside. So,
Yeah.
it's a bit hard to categorize in that way.
I think there's like a quote in Malayalam. It's something like, if you cannot casually get a dog or something like that. If you get a dog, your life will surround around it.
I'm a professional dog haver.
Indeed. And
I
my
got that dog
is
in me.
talking about pedophiles.
No.
Oh, man,
that's,
I really
yeah,
hope
look
I
forward
don't
to
get
that.
cancelled.
Don't worry. You will have good faith. Unless that one Marxist, one guy who commented Marxist propaganda watches that video, then he'll be livid. Okay, then he'll be livid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But more about, I think, about my summer. I think in a lot of ways it was a bit similar to yours.
Did you have 500
What?
days of summer?
No, I had like 50 days or something, and the first
Oh,
like 30 was
technically-
just
oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
never
traveling.
mind.
What?
No, both of our summers combined, it would come around like 120 days of summer.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. You have something's weird going on there. I don't want to touch it. But yeah, for me, it was like beginning a lot of traveling, and it was tiring for sure. And it was a lot of socializing with people I kind of knew and people who kind of only knew me. And it was a lot of like surface level conversations, which was, not the most fun, but I surprisingly got a lot of inspiration for stories and stuff like that during the travels. I got 2 that I'm working on right now. Okay, I'll get to it later. I have a tendency to just jump to what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
But then, I came back and I'm like, I don't want to travel anywhere anymore. I hate this. I want to die. So I'm going to stay in my room with my AC and just do shit. And yeah, I kind of did the same. I consumed a lot of media. I tried to write. A lot of it wasn't working out, but some of it was. And yeah, I definitely felt like by the end of it, I wanted to socialize. I wanted to get back out there. But again, like, I stayed in China for 40 days, and then I came back and I had like 2 weeks to kind of readjust to the Latvian life. And at that time, I met up with friends and stuff, so it wasn't too bad. And basically, yeah, it's even though I think this is what you said right as you started school. You were like, I really like the stuff I do at home, but I realize that I need to get out there.
Yeah.
To do more shit.
Yep. But also like the beginning of this year, I was like at the end of my summer vacation, I was very pro socializing. I need to go out there. I need to really make friends. I need to really surround myself with people and like get lost in them or something. But,
and now, 1 day later, he's been blackpilled.
I mean, basically, yeah, but no, like I don't think it's like that necessary because I don't want to romanticize human connection like that. You need it, but like you can go at your own pace. It's something we all know, but I had to like relearn it because like the past few months has been like very polarizing, I guess. Like the summer vacation, I was really lonely and like not lonely, but like really
lonely,
like empty, basically.
Yeah,
and I had like a semi panic attack kind of thing.
Oh,
this
right.
is turning into a
trauma dump.
session,
Let's go. Let's go.
But it's not exactly like a panic attack. I just like felt really weird. I felt like I wanted to throw up, but I couldn't. Like it's not like it's like a mental throw up kind of thing.
Yeah, because you listen to too much
nauseous.
Radiohead. You just listen to too much Radiohead.
Yeah, I mean, technically, sure. But then after that, the school started, and I just never wanted to go outside again after the first day. But yeah, now I've kind of like grown into the boots or something. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's an adjustment process for all of us to an extent. Yeah. I mean, I think, it is true, we shouldn't romanticize human connections and all that. But I feel like a lot of the times I am just because you see these fucking people every day. You see them every day, and at least my community in the school is pretty small. So like you just see people around all the time. So you kind of are forced to get into a cordial relationship with them. And when you do, it's not that bad. You're like, okay, we're greeting each other and all that. And so I don't know. I've been having a fairly okay time socializing, actually, I think. Even though there's just one person. What?
On this, okay.
You can say it. I realized that wasn't going anywhere. What do you want to say?
Okay. Well, there's like one thought that I've like had a couple of times in my life where in media, like in films and stuff, you have this group of friends who really love each other, and like there's this in the climate, not like love each other as in like a romantic thing, but like love.
An orgy
right?
here? Impossible.
So it's like what do you call it? Like in the climax, right? Everyone this is the power of friendship and stuff, and everyone's sticking up for each other and shit. And that's all cool and all. But then I look around in my surroundings. I look at the people that I have in my life, and I'm like, will I stick up for these people if something like that happens? Do I really like them like how these people like each other in the movies? And like most of the time, the answer is no, which is very, very sad. I want to change that.
No. I think there's a lot of factors for sure. I can only speak from my experience. So the reason why I said I kind of gave it a caveat because honestly, it's been pretty great. Like I've had friends who I didn't even talk to a lot before. Now we're talking a lot, and it's fun. It's fun. But the main thing is that I realized there's this really weird. Not weird. I kind of get it why, but like there's this underlying rule in these social interactions. It's that like everybody still wants to be independent. Everybody still wants to be like, but
that is very
I can
true,
be perfectly fine without you. That kind of shit. And especially when you were in a schooling environment where we do have our own school work to tend to. A lot of it is like, at least I felt it as well. Like, fuck off! I'm not gonna talk to these people. I got a lot of work to do. I'm just gonna grind on this thing.
That's very true.
And that's a lot of people also just do that. And I felt even though these people sit with each other every day, they talk every day. It's really not like they really know that much about each other, or they really want to. And they're just like after class, where they sit together, they're like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm gonna do that thing. Okay, I'm gonna do that thing. Bye bye. Like, there's no like sense of okay, let's do something together because we're friends. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe because it's school responsibilities, there's that part of it. But yeah, I just noticed that, and that I think has made it harder to get that power friendship thing, which I still think is possible to an extent, right? Like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
definitely
fully
possible.
disbelieve it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the thing where I talk about this in my upcoming Gray Link video.
Oh my god.
It's basically like nowadays the whole okay, WHOLE, not the
Yeah.
HOLE, but
Yes.
the whole it has become basically just a collection of parts. It's nothing more than that, which is kind of sad, because that's not. I mean, I'm not saying that is not how it's supposed to be, because it has become that, but it's just sad. I think the whole should be more than that. The collective should be more than
the sum of its parts.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah, I agree. And that thing I discussed in my upcoming video. Well, no, it's a
Ooh.
yes. Well, it's not my upcoming video precisely, because this is the big thing that I guess I'm announcing here, but nobody's gonna care. I started a new channel with a IRL friend of mine who still is deciding his internet username, so I'm not gonna say his name now.
Okay.
And it's about music. It's about all kinds of music, and yeah, we have this, I would say pretty interesting setup that is not marketable. Pretty much not marketable, but it's fun in its own way, because I don't really see that on YouTube a lot. Which is, it's a channel, a brand that unites both of us, and we have our own individual videos. Like he does his own videos, I do my own videos, and we come together sometimes for like a podcast with discussion.
The Vlog Brothers.
What the fuck are the Vlog Brothers? What?
You don't
What
know
are you
the
talking
Vlog
about?
Brothers?
Oh,
Wait,
you mean
don't know
you mean the Hank guy, Hank Green?
yeah.
Oh right. Okay, I guess we're not very original. But yeah, and all the topics are kind of under the same umbrella of music, but obviously music is so broad. We want to talk about different things. He likes the rap music, the new underground stuff, and I like fucking Korean shoegaze. So yeah. Yeah, the Vlog Brothers. I should bring that up to him. Like I didn't even. Yeah, you're the. I didn't like talk about this with you beforehand, really. So, that is the Vlog Brothers. God damn it. Okay, I'm having a realization right now. So,
Yeah, the Vlog Brothers, but I guess music video essay kind of thing.
yeah. And right now, I mean, by the time this is out, I'm sure.
And also no cancer, probably. Not yet.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, he does have cancer music opinions, so it is what it is.
Okay.
But
I mean,
I think by
you
the
do
time
too, but
shut up. We both like Blade. Okay, we're both as bad.
okay, so it's just a giant brain tumor. Okay.
Yes, it's a giant brain tumor. The name of this podcast, not podcast. This channel is called Bliss.wave. It's formatted like a file format, audio file wave.
yeah.
That's the thing. And Bliss
Yeah.
comes from a song by Echo 2K, which is a close collaborator of Blade's. You just don't get it.
All I hear is AIDS, cancer.
All right. So yeah, by the time this podcast will be out, I don't think any videos are going to be out, because he's taking a long fucking time to record his. But I finished my script, and it's like 2.5k words. It's pretty fun. And I told you about this as well, but with writing about music is really different from like writing about a story, narrative stuff, or even like your stuff where you like discuss ideas, because it's all about a certain subject, and there's no like, it's a very hard to have like a development in it personally, because like you can talk about music as a whole, you can talk about specific songs, but then they're all different approaches to tackle this one thing, and that I found really, really challenging to structure at first. And then I realized, wait, why the fuck am I thinking about this like it's a school essay? I can just talk about stuff. I can just talk about it. And that's been really liberating, because I feel like I just realized that so much of my writing in my videos as well has been contained to this academic desire to feel like everything is flowing, which is like, not even books do that. Like books sometimes just like, I mean, maybe the book we're going to talk about later, the story is relevant. They just throw me off the loop. They're like, okay, this is happening now, I guess. So yeah, I should stop caring about that as much and just talk about stuff I like. And it's about Drengen again. So you're not gonna like it, but
yeah.
Okay,
But,
I think I
mean,
it all.
What?
No, you can go.
Okay. So I think I've always written in like a schizophrenic style.
Yeah,
always
I
jumping-
admired that about your videos.
Yeah. it's just something I've never. I think I started writing before I started to like actually read like good stuff. So I guess
Uh-huh.
it's very not natural. Like it did like come to me almost naturally. But then again, I'm not saying like it hasn't changed. It definitely has over the course of how much time has passed, like 2 years. It's definitely
Yeah.
changed. I think it's slowly becoming a little bit more structured than how I started off, which is good. um I don't want to
Well,
be
yeah.
more, I don't want to be more Zizek.
No, I think yeah. I mean, same thing for me. I think you do more of this, you realize how to string ideas together, but you know, you don't have to adhere to this like coherency or something. Like it doesn't fucking exist. It's just you're just talking about something. So
It's
yeah,
the
I
vibes.
it's the vibes. It's about the freedom, right? Because
Yeah.
I've been told to analyze a book in my English class, and I looked at the stuff. It's like, wow, this is dull as shit. I hate this. I hate this. I want to talk about the stuff I want to talk about. Why do I have these like guiding guidelines for me? Like fuck this. But then I realized, wait, I've been doing that for my videos. I should not do that anymore. All right. What time? Do you wanna actually talk about some of the media we consumed then during the summer?
Yeah, sure. We can.
All right. Well, I got like one or two good ones. So what about you?
I have not particularly in the summer. I mean, my summer was a while back ago. But yeah, I have a few.
Yeah. You can start off.
Okay, so recently I watched Longlegs.
Yeah.
Have you-
Yeah. The
yeah,
new hit horror movie.
it's horror. Yeah, sure, it's horror. It's like, okay, a huge part of what makes it good is outside it, which is very non post structuralist of me, sure, but
Yeah.
it's still. So, do you know anything about the film?
No, I know I don't. Besides, it's about long legs. I think.
Yeah, it is about
Which is
very,
awesome.
very
I like
long
legs.
legs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, okay. So Longlegs is like its marketing campaign is an ARG.
Oh yeah, yeah. You told me about that.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So like, I think about like 6 months before the film came out, the production house's channel posted a video on YouTube that was it's a video that is inside the film but posted onto YouTube as if it is a real video. Like how ARGs work.
Yeah.
And then the billboards and all that stuff did not have any like any indication that it's a film, or it had no indication of what it was. It just featured some weird imagery, some like very iconic imagery, like the legs and like Nicolas Cage's face and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then yeah, Nicolas Cage is in this movie, by the way.
You just told me. I just knew about that like
Yeah.
2 seconds ago.
And I don't think Nicolas Cage is like he's in any of the real trailers that came out, because that's another thing. That's another big thing of the marketing campaign, because he's like, he's this big dude who isn't really he's not the main focus of the marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Because the marketing the people who set up the marketing promotional material and stuff, they really, I guess, enjoyed the film. I guess like they really like the thing that is going on in the film, which I really like it. About the movie itself, it's very, very tense, and I really like that. It's also a very vibes-driven movie. I think a lot of new movies that are coming out are also very vibes-driven, which is, I don't know exactly how I feel about it, because recently I watched Trap by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah. I've heard about it. Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan. He's from Kerala, I think, or like his family is.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Really?
his name is a very common, at least it is relatively common Malayali name.
Oh shit. Okay, I did not know that.
And his first name is Manoj, right? And I had like one of my friends growing up who was his last name was also Manoj. It's a very common thing. Trap is also a very it's a Shyamalan film, which means there's a lot of I guess, gimmicky stuff in there, but
Mm.
it's also very vibes based. And I think a lot of new, especially horror or like tense, like thriller stuff, are going to be vibes based because I guess TikTok people like that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly
Well, I
how.
don't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Maybe people just like being in moods now and aesthetics. Well, yeah, I guess it makes sense because
Yeah,
TikTok is so much about
indeed.
aesthetics,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
stuff like that. But
I
so,
don't exactly know how I feel about it though, because although I
yeah,
did like Longlegs, I do think it's like it's a very it's very like tense. It builds a lot of dread, especially in the first half of the film. I was really like drawn into the main character's head, like headspace.
yeah.
But it's not like that good. It's like I saw it being compared to Silence of the Lambs, and
Ah,
although there's a although there are a few things that I kind of dislike or like I'm kind of about with that film does not compare to Longlegs. Longlegs does not. It's not even in the same ballpark, unfortunately.
wow.
So, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I give it like a decent 7 out of 10 or something if it
Mm-hmm.
matters. But yeah, it's
I
a.
see.
But then again, like another big thing that I notice about Longlegs is that its reception is very very like split. Like some
Oh,
of the
really?
people that
I
yeah,
thought
some of
people
the
liked it.
people no, some of the people that I really like, or like as in like their reviews and opinions, they really
Uh.
liked it. I think the guy from 24 Frames of Nick that I follow on
Oh, yeah,
Letterboxd,
that guy. Yeah.
yeah, he gave it like a 4.5 stars out of 5, which is
Wow.
huge. But then
Mm.
again, other people like Eyebrow Cinema, I think his name is, he gave it like 2.5 stars.
Huh. Okay.
I've seen like both. I think Patrick, what's his name? Yeah, Patrick H.
Oh,
Willems.
yeah, the guy, the
Yeah,
YouTube guy. Yeah.
a video essay man.
Video
I
essay man.
think I don't. He didn't like score it, but I think he also he's also very split about it.
Huh.
Yeah, it has a very mixed reception, I guess, which is very interesting because I wouldn't have thought, especially considering like it's got like really interesting imagery in it. But yeah,
Mm. So
interesting film.
I think Longlegs is in my theaters right now. Did you watch it
Ah,
in theaters?
nice. No, I no. I mean, I'm only like I think the last English or like foreign film that I watched in theaters was probably like Spider-Man because
Oh,
it's like a big
wow.
film, right?
Oh, so like you don't get a lot of
Yeah, we don't.
foreign.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the same case in China as well. Well, yeah, that
Hmm.
there's the Gray's take on a popular movie. He's
Yeah,
the
the
only one in the
spoiler-free
podcast who can
take.
do that. Yeah, because I don't watch movies ever. Oh yeah, I guess I did watch one. The Chinese one that was really bad, but I'm not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
talk
you
about
did
it
tell
because
me about it.
it's just nobody cares. It's a stupid movie about how traditionalism
Mm.
based and children stupid. But
Mm.
you don't have the context for it, the audience, most of them, so it's fine. What I will
Mm.
talk about, I want to talk about two visual novels because I played two of them.
Okay.
I played extra mental illness. I mean, did I talk about Chaos Child with you that much? I told you that I played it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Chaos Child, and it's interesting because this is like the only visual novel you've wanted to play. I
Yeah,
think.
I think I started. I think I made it through a chapter,
Yeah.
right? I think so. Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
And
which
I
is
really did like I really did like the first few the vibes of the first few sections. I guess. I mean, again,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of small town mystery with friends kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, this is not really a small town. It's like Shibuya, which is super big, but it does feel like that, like a
yeah.
club investigating it and stuff like that. I mean, it's definitely in the same veins as the Science Gate and the science adventure series. Investigate some strange mysteries going on. But it is a game that surprisingly has a lot of anime bullshit. Like, god damn it. Not
Oh
in,
yeah,
not
the main
not
character is very yeah.
Well, like the main character, like they explore him in an interesting way. Obviously, they're not just like endorsing him. Like, you know, there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh my god, so much anime endorses like this edgy protagonist bullshit." Well, besides like Classroom of the Elite, none of them is like really seriously saying, "Oh my god, he's so cool."
Yeah.
Like none of them is doing that. So yeah, this one included. But there was just like all the side characters were just super one-dimensional, which was really sad because I wanted to like them, but so much of it was based on the investment of the characters, and I just didn't. I did not care, and the writing was not very strong. But what is strong is the structure and the mystery writing. Oh my god, like the mystery blew me away so many times, and it's genuinely one of the best I've experienced in like any game. But the problem is that it eventually comes back to like a character study because spoilers, some supernatural things are involved, so it's not like a detective thing you can really figure out. It's more about just like the twists and the reveals and the shocking things happening. But once that's done, you just kind of get a story about a guy who learns that he should not be delusional, which is sure, you know, it's fine, but it wasn't the mind blowing thing that I heard everybody say it was, which is sad, but still, it was an entertaining time. I did not go through all the routes because I did not care enough. I just went through the main one and saw the ending on YouTube. But yeah, if you want to play I mean, I think a lot of people will like this more than I do, especially if you like the characters and the mystery, which is really good. But yeah, that's still a recommend from me. But what is an even harder recommend is Witch on the Holy Night or Mahotsukai no Yoru. Oh my god, 10 out of 10 game, actually. Like, yeah, I told you about this as well. I think this is like my third game that I would give like a perfect score to. There's Sekiro and Disco Elysium and the stupid fucking anime visual novel. You know, life has its life is very very interesting.
Indeed.
And the most interesting thing is, I guess we're going back to vibes here. I don't really know why I like it that much. It's just about like a connection to it. Like I just feel so happy when I play this game. Like I feel so warm inside, and it's not that the game is super like positive or something. It's a story about young mages like suddenly finding out that another person is like an ordinary person gets involved in their activities, and it's like a adventure story and all that. And it's specifically not a romance, which I do appreciate. But yeah, the story is it's not the most special, but it's delivered in this beautiful way. Like, and even if it's a visual novel, I think this story could not be as good if it's not a visual novel, which is the most impressive thing about it. Because in visual novels, you have to like, there's a certain pace you keep yourself. And the way the visuals are panned, because this visual novel is like 7 gigs, which is like more than like, what is that game that you really like? 100%, no, 1,000 times resist? That one?
Oh yeah, 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 X resist.
That one is smaller than this visual novel where you just
Yeah.
click A, because there's so much cinematic and atmospheric stuff that's built up, and it's really hard to explain, but I'm trying to do that in a video that's coming up about it. But yeah, I just loved it, and I like how it's like the beginning, it's the prequel of this Type Moon saga, which includes Fate, Karo no Kyokai, Tsukihime, all those visual novels. So it feels like you discover like an old book that has all of these like that's about like a fleeting contemporary story, while with all of these like magical shit going on. It's very good. I'm stimming about it. But yeah,
Yeah, and also, so I guess I also played visual novel-esque games. One you did mention, 1,000 X resist, 1,000 times resist
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And for the record, I played it before the Jacob Geller video. So
yeah,
I'm
you did. Yeah, you're a real fan. You're a real fan.
Yeah, I'm an OG. I'm an original. I'm the guy with good taste here.
Yes, the good taste haver. No,
Yes.
it's like I really relate to that, because sometimes like I listen to an album, I'm like, damn, this album is awesome. And then and then 2 days later, Anthony Fantano, who's like the biggest music reviewer, gives it a 9 out of 10. So now if I say, oh, it's a good album, people are like, oh, you just liked it because Anthony liked it. I'm like, no, I liked it before. God damn it. So it's really annoying.
Yeah, the maladies of having good taste. Yeah, so 1,000 X Resist is a game that I think it's not very gamey. It's also very it has a lot of reading, and a lot of that reading is very, it uses a lot of private language.
Private language? What does that mean?
Private language isn't like it's I think it's a term you use to talk about philosophers who use their own like terms that they came up with, and they don't really explain what those terms mean. So
Oh.
if you it's like, I guess maybe Hegel is commonly commonly said to have had a private language, or like someone like I don't know, a Descartes maybe, I don't know, there's philosophers who have like very esoteric writings.
Okay.
But yeah, this game also has a kind of a private language that's kind of hard to decode sometimes, but that's not the point of the game. It's
Oh,
also
wait,
very
wait.
vibes based. Yeah.
Does it like make up words, or is it just like using words in specific ways that you don't really hear?
It's not making up words. It's using words. Okay, it's like I guess I don't know how to like say. It's very poetic in a sense. And you know how certain poems are like, you need to sit through like a big analysis lecture to really grasp what they're trying to say. But then again, the point is not what they're trying to say. The point is how it comes across, and like what context they're being said, and like how they're being said. And so it's the same thing here in 1000x Resist, and it's also about a lot of things really. But
it's about like Hong Kong or something, like you told me.
Yeah, it follows like a family who the parents participated in the Hong Kong riots, and then afterwards they moved to Canada with their daughter.
No.
And it's about,
Why did they move to Canada?
It's about growing up as an immigrant like child in Canada.
Holy fuck. Yeah, man, that game, like, I really want to get into it as soon as I get time.
Definitely should. Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
should. And
it's a game made for me.
Indeed. And there's like one moment that I told you through Discord, but it generally did bring tears to my eyes. And even watching that moment in Jacob Geller's video made me kind of tear up, which is huge.
That's incredible. So, I am honestly gearing up for my fourth 10 out of 10 game. So,
but then
if
again,
you disappoint me, I'm going to kill you. Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is it's an indie game, and it's not. It does use its assets to create very interesting imagery, but it's kind of janky. So keep in mind, keep that aspect in mind.
I will.
Okay. And the next thing that I want to like, just dribble over, I guess, is Life is Strange. I finished Life is Strange.
Yeah. It's interesting because that's the most interesting part, because as a YouTube consumer, I've seen so many videos dunking on Life is Strange on from so many channels, including channels I liked before, and so I always had the impression that Life is Strange is this stupid thing for dumb teenagers.
The thing is, like, I think a lot of that comes from not viewing it. Okay, I'm not saying there's the correct way to approach it. I definitely do think there's a lot of things that I wouldn't say it's a perfect 10 out of 10 game, but I think if you're ready to forgive a lot of, if you look at it in a satirical sense, like I genuinely do think it's a somewhat satirical game. I think it does not really take itself too seriously, but if you're ready to give it that amount of leeway, you'll definitely see. I do think it has a lot of things to say too about the subjects that it satirizes. So
that's really the point of art, right? Like it really depends on like how much faith you're willing to put into it to blow you away.
Oh yeah, and I have to talk about this one video.
Yeah, is it the Yurik Salabart one?
It is.
Yeah.
I like his videos. I like his channel. Okay,
his style is great.
Yeah, I watched his video on I think it was Detroit Become Human. I really fucking despise that game, and he also despises that game. So we despise together, I guess. And then
Haters
also
unite.
I watched. Yeah, I watched. I think he has a couple of videos on Quantic Dreams' games, which if you don't, David Cage's
David Cage
Yeah.
studio.
terrible, usually terrible games. I don't think they have a game that I would, really want to play because I think, but the thing is, his video on Life is Strange, I found very like CinemaSins-esque. You know CinemaSins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very is not just nitpicky, but also like very, I don't know, like making like criticizing for the sake of like
Of
trying to
criticizing?
be no yeah but like criticizing for the sake of trying to come across as somewhat morally better, morally it was very, so like their main point of criticism was that, okay, I don't want to spoil the game. I won't spoil because I know you're a spoiler baby.
Yes.
But
Wah.
their one of their main criticisms was that one of the characters, like a very important character in the game, they termed as a very bad person, and they say that the game doesn't work because they're a bad person because the game wants you to, like that person, but they're a bad person. So, but like, that's the point.
That's the point that, but like so he thinks that the point of the game is to like that person, but then you say it's not but what's the point then for you?
Okay. See, it's kind of hard to talk about this.
Yeah, I know.
Getting
Just
into
like
spoilers.
be a bit vague.
Yeah. So okay, here's the thing. I do think that the game can be criticized at times for trying to, I guess, legitimize some aspects of like the relationship with this particular person as something that is good or like normal. But then again, like the whole series is not series. The whole, I mean, it is a series. It's like episode 1, episode 2, I think. But the whole game hinges on how the main character hinges on the main character's feelings towards this person, and like how these feelings are, I guess, manipulated due to nostalgia, and how these feelings are constructed, and this, this construction, this nostalgia is exactly what the game is trying to explore. So us, like the game wanting to like this bad person, or quote unquote bad person, because again, I don't think she's like really that bad. Okay, she is bad, but not as much as
Are you willing to say that this character did nothing wrong? Please, just let me get this on camera.
I mean, sure, maybe. Okay, she
oh no, he said it.
Okay. Here's the thing. Where was I? The thing is, Urixal says that the game wants us to like this bad person. But my point is that the game does want you to like the person, but it also wants you to know that it wants you to like that person, because that's the point of the game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so there's another layer behind this that he's not seeing.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I think that's a lot of, honestly, the reason why I've soured on negative criticism on the internet. I mean, there's good ones, of course, but a lot of it is just based on, like, you interpreting a point out of the story and saying, this point is stupid. And I'm like, wait, what if it's not the point? Or what if, like, how do you know for certainty? And yeah, obviously there's evidence and stuff. And also, who the fuck tells you that, like, the point of stories is to, like, get a point across, and then that's the point, and you judge it on that merit? What the fuck? That's not very post-structuralist of you. Fuck you. So like, I stopped really getting that. And my next video, like, this is on the main channel, is kind of about the subject. So I'm excited to get into it.
Ooh,
but yeah,
I'm excited to see.
Yeah. What else do you have about you got Life is Strange and also the fucking Longlegs?
Oh yeah. I'm playing Eco right now.
Yeah.
Echo?
Is it?
I think it's supposed to be.
No, it's Eco, right?
It is
it's
Eco,
ICO.
but I read on a games FAQ thread that it's supposed to be Eco or something. I don't know. I think
Echo 2K.
I think it's like the Japanese word Eco. Like let's go.
Eco. Oh, that's kind of cool. I did not know that was a Japanese game.
Yeah, I don't exactly know if that's true, but like it's by Fumito Ueda. And
Who's Fumito Ueda?
Fumito Ueda made Shadow of the Colossus and I think The Last Guardian as well.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, Ico, let's go, because like the game is about a boy holding hands with this girl who he does not understand, and like you know, going through like a Dark Souls fortress. I think Dark Souls was
Awesome.
inspired, like the Dark Souls, like Demon Souls, I guess. Demon Souls aesthetics, you know, the medieval castle thing was inspired by this game.
Oh, I see.
It's a
2001.
very yeah, it's a pretty old game. I'm emulating it. And then it's very,
you mean you got the computer version, not the you can't say that. You can't say
the computer man. Okay. It's very quiet, contemplative, very relaxing, I guess. It's also another very vibes based game. Holy shit, we've been talking about a lot of vibes media.
Yeah,
I guess at the end of the
yeah.
day, everything is vibes, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to realize, right? You want to be objective about stuff, like relatively more, and then you realize that you just like the vibes.
Yeah.
It is the death. It is the fate of every media liker. You just have to admit that you don't like vibes, or that, you know, some people are stupid enough to not like Fully Coolly, like John, from the Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Yep.
Yeah, can we talk about versus? I mean, I am a holy shit. So coming back to Latvia, so the past 2 weeks, I've been just binging all of their episodes. I've seen like all of them like 2 times or something. It's not healthy because I just put them on when I need to do something. And man, they're my favorite podcast on the internet right now, and it's so fun. It's just, I did not know that podcasts needed like timelines and like storylines and rivalries, but it's so cool. And you know, honestly, I feel like if we did that, we'd be copying them, and we wouldn't do as good of a job. So like, I was initially trying to do like a versus WoW thing with us, so like we recommend something, but then they did it so well, and they have so much lore built behind them that's like I can't do it. Like I can't recommend Hunter x Hunter while having the entire lore of gone in 60 seconds. Right? It's great. There's nothing like that besides like maybe Blade, which, you know, if you come near to my vicinity, you know what's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, I do not consent.
And yeah, I've been such a big fan that I've bought their bonus episodes, and they're really good as well. And they're my virtual dads, and please, that's my shout out for the episode. I think I did that for some of the previous POTP episomes. I shout out YouTubers, I shout out Versus Wolves. Please, hopefully one day we can be as good as them.
I've also been listening to them. I think they've become an integral part of my daily morning routine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put them on when I have to like shave and I have to like brush my teeth and stuff. They're great.
They're really great. But hey, even if we can't try, we can still have the world's second most powerful book club in the purposes of the Pale Book Club. I love that transition. Let's go. Yeah. All right. So this week, we've assigned ourselves the short story by Mr. Fyodor Dostoevsky called The Bobok. And in Russian, it's called, surprise, The Bobok. So, I guess we should do a bit of background. And I've just looked up some things about it. You know, it's not super special. But so Bobok is written by Dostoevsky, and it first appeared in 1873 in a self-published collection called Diary of a Writer, which is a collection of nonfiction and fictional writings by him at that time. And this initially was like, that's a pleasant surprise, because it's kind of what I'm trying to do right now. Because if the audience doesn't know, before my birthday, which is like in 2 months or so, I want to put out my own kind of short story collection. And, you know, and even though they're all fiction, and I mean, there's some, of course, there's some of my real life mixed into it, but it's still fiction. But I think what centers it is that it's also, in a way, a diary of a writer. It's, you know, coming from the experience, the perspective of an amateur writer trying to interpret the world. Except when I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying a lot of things on this book. Okay, it's a lot of bullshit. So yeah, so I really connected with that angle. It's like, okay, I think I'm gonna like this more than I initially expected. So yeah, I guess we can start by just talking about the general thoughts. What do you think about the Bobok?
Okay, so I think I was kind of like expecting it to be more a bit longer than how it was. I mean, it is a short story, but like I guess I'm more inexperienced with short stories than I am with like novels and shit. I mean, I've read
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
3 short stories so far.
Mm.
That like and like the first one it was I don't remember the name of the author, but it's the very famous one. I have no mouth and I'm a scream. I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
by
yeah.
Harlan
Fuck.
Ellison.
I don't know the author as well, but yeah, I think one of the last year we had a project and another group was talking about it. There's supposedly
Nice.
also a game that got really popular on
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
based on the book.
That's kind of why I played it.
Uh,
Not fuck. That's why
yeah,
I
well,
read
I
it,
read it.
not played
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I haven't played it because and then I've also read Barn Burning by Haruki Murakami.
Oh, okay.
I read it because there's a Korean film called Burning, which I really liked, and it's half inspired, half adaptation of Barn Burning.
Oh,
It is
Burning the story about like a private school with really bad teachers?
No.
Okay,
That's
no.
Silence.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But Burning's a good movie. Watch it if you can.
One of these days, yeah.
Yeah. So both of them are like I read because they were connected to other media, I guess. But yeah, Bobok, I was expecting it to be more something like H.P. Lovecraft stories. They're pretty short, but they're also like not as short. I've read one Dostoevsky novel before. It's Crime and Punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read any Dostoevsky
No,
novels?
this is the first exposure to Dostoevsky, which is
damn.
like I'm like the first person on earth maybe to have this as the first exposure, which I'm proud of.
Nice. I think I saw like a lot of not parallels, but like he has a style, and you can in Crime and Punishment you can kind of see his style, but when you like look at his other work, which is Bobok, even here you can see like certain aspects of it that like returns. I think this published after Crime and Punishment, and you can still see like I guess parallel characters or like ways of prose or something. Like for example, his okay, let's look like what is it about? It's about a guy, right? It's about a guy.
Cool guy, big guy.
Yeah. He's a publisher, right?
He's like people call him the literary man, and all he does is like do miscellaneous work that's somehow kind of related to it. So yeah,
he works in the writing business.
Yeah.
Not exactly writing, but yeah.
Yeah, he translates novels and he compiles porn and stuff like that.
But like he is a very cynical guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it was one of the things that I've like highlighted a couple of phrases, sentences. One of them was saying like where was it? Yeah, nowadays humor and a fine style have disappeared, and abuse is accepted as wit. And I'm like, hell yeah, man, so true.
Yeah, I've also really included a lot of the witty, in a sense, social commentary on this book, and there's more of it.
Yeah, I think there's like it's. I think you probably I don't know. It's like it's a genre thing, right? And it's also very Dostoevsky to like have characters who are like very cynical, but also like very very critical of their society.
Yeah, and I definitely wanted to ask you about if that's like a common theme in his works, because I mean, there's a certain extent where I really do enjoy it, but also it's a bit heavy-handed at times. It's like, come on, dude. All right, but maybe that's his style. So
yeah. So real quick, let's do like a little synopsis of the story, right?
Okay. All right then. Okay, I'll do it because I just have the article put up as well. The story is about what is the Bobok? Well, the Bobok is just some fucking thing that a ghost starts muttering about. What about ghosts? So what are we talking about? So basically, the author that Gray has described, he goes to one of his relatives' funeral, and then he goes there. No, he hates it. He hates everything. Nobody likes him, and then he stays, and then he starts. Well, nobody really knows why, but he starts hearing voices from the coffins, from the graves, and then he just hears these corpses. Some have been here for a while. Some are just like waking up right now as their dead selves, and they're having this conversation. And then as the conversation kind of goes and goes and goes, eventually, well, there's really not like a stopping point. He just sneezes and he's like, okay, I'm good. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna publish some of these stories as autobiographies, and that's kind of the gist of the story. And I'll just say that I've also not had a lot of experience with short stories. I thought Metamorphosis would be one, but that's more of a novel.
Yeah, it's like a novella. Yeah.
Yeah, novella. But I do appreciate how, because of their length, a lot of short stories are about the ideas that you can glean from it. And, there's a lot less about, like, you have to be conclusive, you have to have an arc, because there's no fucking arc. He sneezes and the story ends, and it's awesome. Like, I really appreciate that, because, I that's something I'm trying to do, and I'm sometimes really worried about, like, oh, how am I gonna conclude the story? I just want to explore ideas. But that's exactly why I'm writing short stories, right? So yeah, it's just encouraging to see Mr. Fyodor to do this, right? To see I can do
Mr.
this as well.
Fyodor.
Mr. Fyodor. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, that was the summary. There's a lot of stuff I can get into in a bit more detail, so I can just start off a bit, and you can add more stuff, I think.
Yeah.
As we go on. So I mean, the first line is about. Simon, although nothing said to me all of a sudden, why will you ever be sober? And I'm like, okay, I'm sold. And it's like, okay, great story.
What is an episode of the POTP?
Without some technical difficulties.
Exactly.
So did it stop recording, or is
I
the recording
I didn't stop.
Okay, then it's fine. All right, we're continuing. So I want to kind of note the language of the novel, because I don't typically read stuff from this time period. And also, I felt like some points were definitely like, okay, this is not a native English speaker writing these words, even if it's translated. So it felt a bit off to me at first, and also the version you gave me wasn't the best. So I switched to another edition on my beloved friend Anna's website, and the translation was a lot less stiff. I also want to note that the main character's name is Ivan Ivanovich, which is like an American guy called. Which is like if an American guy was called John Smith. It's that level of like,
Because like I've heard that it's like a very common name in like Russian plays and Russian literature.
Well, yeah, it's like Smith. It's just the most common name of all time. So
okay.
Yeah. As we said, he does like miscellaneous jobs. They can't, describe somebody as a literary man for, but he's still described that way. He does like translations for French people. He wrote a funeral oration. He just does a bunch of bullshit. And then he also, this detail I really loved. I think honestly, even though the parts about the ghost conversation is interesting in its own way, I really wanted to get more of the cynical writer character, because I mean, just like me, for real. And there was that one part where he said like, okay, he hasn't published anything, of course, obviously, but he like sends letters to editors of magazines, and then like writes criticism about them. And then he said, last week I sent my 40th letter in 2 years to one editor. That cost me 4 rubles in stamps alone. I've got a nasty character. That's what it is. Holy shit, this guy's the GOAT. Yeah, so
me.
Yeah, I just really like that.
Yeah.
But more about the social commentary. This is the last point I want to make, and then I'll let you. Yeah. So, yeah, there's another one I want to highlight is what we want nowadays is a cudgel, not Voltaire. We kick, we kick one another's teeth in. And also, formerly, a fool recognized once a year, at the very least, that he was a fool, but not now. And they've got things so muddled that nobody can tell a fool from a wise man. They did that on purpose. I was like, damn. Like, like I didn't expect. I mean, I kind of knew a little bit of what Crime and Punishment was about, but I didn't expect him to come in just guns blazing about that. And I really appreciated that about the story.
I also had that part highlighted. It's like, okay. So the thing you mentioned about ideas being the thing, I think it's a part of the genre that this particular story is a part of, I think, but also Dostoevsky in general.
I saw the story. I have a thing written here. So yeah, the philosopher and literary critic Mikhail Bakhtin regarded Bobok as one of the finest works in the literary tradition of Menippean satire. Which is like an ancient form of satire about like attacking mental attitudes rather than specific individuals or entities.
But like one thing I have to say is like that even like I guess I can definitely like see other people like try to write about ideas, right? And like ideas, as in like people or like characters being embodiments of certain ideas and stuff. But like Dostoevsky does that, but doesn't just because his characters are technically just ideas doesn't mean that his characters don't have personalities, because they do.
Yeah.
And like one thing is, and like I guess sometimes even like the personality kind of like twists the idea themselves sometimes. I think it's very I guess what do you call it? It's very noticeable in Crime and Punishment, where, if you don't know, like, this is not a spoiler, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
The main thing, you do know what the main thing in Crime and Punishment is, right? It happens.
He kills
in, like,
a guy.
First,
he kills a guy.
He kills a person. And what the main draw of the story is that he kills someone in order to try and see if his theory, he has a certain theory in mind, is true or not.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's he's Dostoevsky's like, he's basically like trying to comment on the particular period that he was living in, where people were like really impassioned, right? That's the word, right?
Yeah.
They were really passionate about ideas, and like they were willing to do the most inane stuff in order to like prove them, or like try to I guess further those ideas, right? So that's the kind of thing he was tackling with the character of Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment. I hope that's how you pronounce it.
I think.
And you can like definitely see, Raskolnikov's like really whiny, like weepy personality really like makes the whole journey. It really like paints a picture of what that that idea itself is, which is something that I've never like seen any other writer. I mean, again, I'm not like that experienced in literature, but I think it is a very that is the Dostoevsky thing, I guess.
Yeah, and when I first heard about the idea of the Manipian satire about like ideas and attitudes, do you know what the first thing that popped into my head is?
What is it?
Oh, it's just like Monogatari. Oh, I get it. It's Misoyoshi. Because that's what he is. That's what he does. He talks about his characters are not real people. His characters is like some bullshit like combination of like contemporary society commentary that he puts into just one thing. And even the thing about proving his ideas, so much of his story is about like, oh, he's so obsessed with the idea of intelligence. And it's like, oh my god, what is a genius? I'm gonna create so many weird people that's gonna try to like explore this idea in different ways. So yeah, Dostoevsky is the it's the reincarnation of Dostoevsky. I said it. I'm the only one. I'm the only man brave enough to say it.
Maybe I skipped over the part where one of the ghosts ear fucks the main character's sister. Okay.
Hey, that would be peak fiction. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. One thing I also noticed, going more into the social commentary, is this one quote. Now, of course, it's a bit different because different edition and all that. But this is the quote I want to highlight. That's right enough. Shutting somebody else up in a lunatic asylum doesn't prove your own sanity. Somebody's gone mad. That means we're sane. No, it doesn't mean that yet. Isn't this just that Alexander Avila video, right? About self-diagnosis that you sent me a while ago? I was like, wow. And also considering, in the book, it also mentions that the first insane asylum was opened like 25 years ago. This is a very new concept, and he's commenting on it right as it's happening. That's fucking sick. That's awesome. The Alexander Avila video about autism, TikTok gave me autism. It's basically about how the current medical system is set up to others people instead of like accepting them, and the mental asylum, the mental illness is a very clear line that does that. And also, obviously it doesn't consider marginalized people and all that. Watch the video. It gave me a lot of mind fucks about how I've been kind of cynical for the sake of cynical. A lot of times, I'm kind of doubtful with people who self-diagnose themselves, but it's a more complex issue. And if you feel if your knee-jerk reaction to somebody saying I'm so autistic is shut the fuck up, fuck you, maybe you can watch that video and learn something from it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's also another thing that I highlighted. He says, it's not exactly the main character, I don't think. Yeah, it is. It is. I don't like to hear people who have nothing but a general education venture to solve the problems that require special knowledge, and with us, that's done continually. Again,
Yeah.
that's another thing. So there is a part of this that I am kind of like reserved about, I guess. Is
Same,
that
same.
yeah, it's the thing is like, okay, Dostoevsky is great,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say that I like. I don't want to use the word agree with his thing, but I guess for the sake of simplicity, I don't. I wouldn't say I agree with his whole notion of how the world is exactly. I mean, he was like his whole backstory, I guess. His
Uh,
whole life story is very popular, right? He was like a, I think he's joined like a underground socialist reading group or something, and then he
mm,
was sentenced to, where was it,
mm.
Serbia, I think.
No,
Um,
Siberia. Why is this? Why would it be Serbia? Siberia, I
Wait,
think, right?
which one's the European one, or are they both European? Fuck, I'm
I mean,
sorry.
Siberia is the cold place, and Serbia is the European
Warm
one.
place?
I
No,
don't know.
Serbia's the Balkans,
Balkans.
right?
Yeah, yeah. So is it? Did it go to the Balkans? I thought it was
India?
Siberia. Okay, never mind. I don't know actually. I think I might be talking out of my ass.
I mean, POTP is an educational podcast
Yes.
first and foremost. So
Educational.
we have
Yeah,
to check.
please. Yeah. Any
Okay, Siberia
listeners?
is a video game. What the fuck?
Well, there's a lot of video games. What is it? Sex with Hitler 2049 is also a video game.
Okay, yeah, Siberia is in Russia, so it's probably Siberia. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, he was sent to Siberia. He led a very painful, miserable life there. And once he came back, he basically wrote his, magnum opus. Technically magnum opus, but yeah, his most famous works he wrote afterwards.
Yeah.
But then this was a Dostoevsky that was disillusioned. It was like very miserable. Basically, he was very dark. He was like very, not a fun dude to hang around. Basically.
Yeah, and I think that definitely comes off in just how cynical he is about this.
He is.
Yeah,
And the big thing about Bobok that I noticed, and it's not like a big thing to notice even. The main, I guess, the overarching thing that he is examining in the story is a moral degradation, right?
Yeah.
The ghosts, you would usually associate at the afterlife with redemption or like salvation or like reflecting on your life and like trying to sorting out your regrets and like talking about the stuff that you did wrong, right? But like these ghosts are like talking about there's the guy, right? There's the
the Baron, and he's basically like, fuck you,
Yeah.
living is miserable. I hate lying. Let's just expose all of our dirty secrets.
Exactly.
While the other characters are trying to be like, I'm still a general, even though I'm a ghost and stuff like that.
Yeah. What's his name? Baron Klinovich?
I don't know. I don't remember the names. I talk to Russian people daily. This is not a good look.
But he's like a scoundrel of pseudo high society.
Yeah. That was a great
characterized
phrase.
himself. So that's the thing. A moral, like a decadence, right? A moral degradation of society is what he's trying to like highlight here. Which that's something, but then again,
that's like one step away from like the stuff that a certain mustache man in Germany back in the day were talking about. Degeneracy, degeneracy.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
okay, I'm sure it's
it's
by
different.
the way,
it is different.
it is definitely different for sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to say it's similar. It's more about like just living free of expectation, but it's still it's the language is very much coded in like the kind of intellectual, like back then intellectual things.
It is.
It kind of feels like intellectual in an ivory tower staring down at stuff a little bit.
Yeah, very much. That's the one thing that I did not really. I'm not like, I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy, because like the thing is, in Crime and Punishment, Dostoevsky definitely did not write Raskolnikov as someone you should like. He's someone you should be critical about. But the thing is, I found him kind of like inspiring even. which
What do
you know, I may be
That- that-
mad or I may be
Yeah.
insane, but like I
Yeah.
did like I did find his I do kind of, I wouldn't say I admire him, but I really liked his I don't know. That's the thing. Like, even though Dostoevsky meant it as a as criticism, or like as a, you know, this is, don't do this.
Mm.
You know, it's something like, as someone who, you know, ideas are a big thing to me.
Yeah.
I found it kind of admirable, even.
Well, you know, it
Not
happens
the killing
a
part,
lot.
but yeah.
Yeah, it happens a lot. You know, Hachiman. So many people relate to Hachiman, even though the whole
Yeah,
point is
yeah,
to not.
yeah.
And also Mr. Tyler Durden from Fight Club. You know,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to name
very
off a
much
few
true.
examples. So
Okay,
yeah, I mean,
not
that's
exactly like Tyler Durden, but yeah.
well, yeah. It's just that, you know, he can put out what he puts out, and the people choose to interpret it how they want. He can't really
Yeah, it is.
control that part, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, I think you already like hit the nail on the head on like what the story is trying to say about, you know, societal norms and all that. You know, just to quote a little bit, Mr. Baron, he says this quote. It's a bit different still, probably in your edition, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's not possible to live on Earth without lying, because life and lies are synonymous. Well, here we'll tell the truth for fun, damn it. The grave means something, you know. We'll all tell stories of our lives and not be ashamed of anything. I'll be the first to tell them about myself. I'm a beast of prey, you know. Everything up there was tied together with rotten ropes. Away with the ropes, and let's spend those 2 months in unashamed truth. Let's strip ourselves naked. Yeah, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
He has a way with words, you know. It's not like he's a famous writer or something. So, you know, it's definitely like, I got a bit of like dramaticism in the writing, personally.
yeah.
Like, I feel like, oh my god, you know, the way, it's also the characters are high class people, so I think there's like one shopkeeper who's a bit less that, but like, you know, the general and the higher class woman, you know, they're always talking like, oh my god, I can't talk in fancy language, I can't even imitate it. So yeah, it was fun in that way, but yeah, that's kind of my conclusion with the Bobok. Do you have anything else?
Not exactly, but I also like the part where he's like, there's like, so smell is like a big thing.
Oh
Not a
yeah,
big thing,
that
smell
was
is a
really interesting. That was like,
Yeah.
huh, okay.
recurring motive, like motif, not motive.
Yes.
So the, you know, when the narrator, the main character, enters the cemetery, he's like, you know, this place stinks. It's not like it's filled with dead corpses, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the woman complains to one of the other ghosts that you're stinking, you know, you stink, which is weird because, you know, they're dead, they're ghosts.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think the Baron says something like, "It's my stench, and the stench is not from the body because we're all dead, we're all ghosts or whatever. It's
Yeah.
it's the stench of the soul."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, I found that very intriguing because, like, again, okay, if this thing like came out today, I'm sure there'd be like some fucks on TikTok who are like, this is in a parallel universe where dead people become ghosts. Or some bullshit like that, because, you know, nowadays people like to think in parallel universes and shit, multiverse or whatever.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a tangent for another day. I will get into it though.
Okay.
So but here I think it's like, I don't know, like, it's a very interesting thing
Idea.
to like, because Dostoevsky was a Christian, so right, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a, you know, all I know is like, what is that guy's name? Alex O'Connor. He's a theologist on YouTube, and he talks about Dostoevsky and his weird stuff he wrote about Jesus and like Brothers Karamazov or something. Yeah.
I need to read that. It's just a fucking big ass book.
Yeah. I saw it in the library. It was like, oh my god, is that a brick?
But yeah, it's a really interesting way to you know, imagine afterlife. I mean, I don't think Dostoevsky is saying this is how afterlife is or anything, but still, it's a very interesting thing to imagine. Indeed.
And I did
Like,
wonder if like life after death is something that Dostoevsky explores in his other works as well, or like, you know, the concept of death and what that does to the human soul. You know, I'm assuming if the crime and punishment is about killing somebody, then maybe there's like, you know, there's definitely a part of it. Like
more like killing, not as much
okay.
death.
All right. I see.
But maybe you're right. You're probably right. I haven't read anything else. There's probably stuff in there because he's a very He's a very
Prolific.
vibes man, spiritual stuff shit.
Yeah. Also very prolific. I think we talked about this like way before. Oh God, when you first read Crime and Punishment, because that's when I think we started this podcast around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And there was this anecdote about like how Dostoevsky by the end of his life he was like he wasn't even writing, he was just saying something to somebody and somebody else wrote it. Was that him or somebody else?
I'm not.
I'm not sure. I don't remember as well. Oh God, it's giving me a brain blast. We've been doing this for so long. Oh my God.
Time is a flat circle indeed.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh man. Oh yeah. One thing that I did like think about is that I think if you and I, like people like us who yap on the internet, die, we'd also probably yap as ghosts.
Yeah.
It's our hell.
Yeah, I would be like, next to the grave, next to Gray. I was like, Gray, remember that one time in high school where you talked about that girl, And you'd be like, shut the fuck up. You had it worse. You wrote 3 depressing essays. You wrote like so many depressing essays about it. Okay. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was the Bobok. It's a short story, so there's not much to talk about. But our hope is
and also Bobok means little bean, which means nothing.
Yeah, and I actually asked that to my friend. First of all, they haven't heard about this short story. Uneducated fucks. But yeah, I don't think it means anything. I when I was reading, I was like, maybe.
It's gibberish.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be gibberish, which is it's fun in its own way. Bobok. It's a funny word. Russian is an interesting language. There's a lot of nuances in there. I'm studying it, and it's hard as shit, but it's fun. Yeah. But yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, hopefully, as we go on this book club thing and we don't, all die tomorrow, we can have more extensive discussions about like longer, sections of a book, stuff like that. This is usually where they would like announce the next book they're doing. But we have not figured that out yet. So you're just gonna wait.
Yes.
All right. What do you think? Let's see. If you cut out all this stops, it could be like an hour over 10 minutes. An hour 10 minutes or something. You think that's good for the first episode, return episode?
It is definitely.
Yeah. All right then. Anything you wanna shout out that you're doing?
Okay, there's a video coming out. It's probably, I don't think it would be out by the time, I don't know exactly when this episode drops, but I'm still working on it. It's a pretty fucking long video. I did not intend on it being long. I think it's longer than the video that is the longest in my channel as of right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's a video about serial experiments lane in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty and like postmodernism and post-structure and living life, Gen Z shit.
Yeah.
I don't think I use the word Gen Z, but it's technically about Gen Z. Oh, yeah. It's a video. You can watch it if it's out.
Speaking of Gen Z, did you see that Brazil is banning Twitter? Did you see that?
Yeah. I did see Lex Tourist talk about it, I think.
Yeah, I guess it's apparently because of Miku, Brazilian Miku. I don't know why, but it's awesome. Like they started drawing like Miku in different nationalities.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one that was like they also started drawing like album covers. There's just so many good ones. I'm gonna flash them on
Igor
screen.
Miku.
Yeah, Igor Miku, and there's so many. Yeah, it's a great thing.
For Lovers Miku.
Oh yes, for Lovers Miku. Yeah, debut Bjork Miku. Let me see. It's just quickly.
Because Deftones Miku.
Radiohead Miku. So many Radiohead Miku.
Yeah.
Carsey Harris Miku. Oh yes, I do have the Carsey Harris twin dog fantasy dogs, but it's Miku. Let me find it. Look at this. Look at this right now. Look at this. The internet is beautiful, but unfortunately Brazil is going to be limited. Yeah, unfortunately Brazil is not going to get more Miku drawings. All right. What do I have to shout out? So, yeah, bliss.wave. Look out for that. I'll probably link it somewhere. The channel is still kind of being set up and all that. But it's looking up to. Oh, also we need a school project, so this is just that. But we can also develop it further if we can. Yeah, and new video on the first channel. It's about the manga that I've been wanting to make a video on for like literally years. So I'm
Oh
excited
yeah,
to put that together.
think you've been like talking about it
Oh.
even before POTP, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or like yeah.
Well, around that time,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, I think the second recording was like when I was like dumping. Oh my god, I had this realization about the story, about this like narrative in my video, and it's glad that it's still somewhat intact, even though now I would probably do it differently, but I want to keep it as the way it is. Yeah, and also the next video, the one I'm talking about, previously, that one's gonna be a bit more post-structuralist, a bit more like interesting. Hopefully, it's about a
Nice. I wanna
musician.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see what else is there. Yeah, short story collection out October 19th or never. So let's see. Yeah, thank you for watching this return episode of The Purposes of the Pale. If you're that one great viewer that we mentioned, please comment that you're watching this. That'd be very cool. We've
Indeed.
gained like 6 subscribers the time we've been away, and it's probably just because of this fucking guy making videos. So it's been a fun time. Yeah.
It has been.
All right, thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Bye.